high quality day trading education and professional trade dissection and assessment, you, my friends, have come to the right place. I'm Pat Mitchell. I have been an 11-year professional day trader. I've been putting content out on YouTube for around 8 years. And I'm here, like I said, to give you free high quality day trading education, all for free right here on YouTube and on X. So today we are going to be dissecting and analyzing two trades that I took, one on Qs and one on SPY. I'm going to go over the trade plans. I'm going to go over entries, exits, strikes, the whole nine. You name it, it's in there. So give me 2 seconds. As I'm doing that, make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any questions pertaining to these two trades, ask away. I'm more than willing to answer any questions that you have. Let's rock and roll. Give me 1 sec here, folks. And I dropped my camera right before I went live here. So like the coloring might be a little wonky, but let's get into it. So like I said, took a couple of trades. Let's start with SPY. If I can get that going. So what I was doing here, I was working along, and it ended up being a massive long after I stopped out, but that's okay. I would never capture a full trade like that. That's not my style. At most, I wanted to get it into this level. That was my target. It ended up hitting that, but I did stop out, and I'll tell you why. On this trade, it was a very small trade. I took 2 entries on it, but the sizing was very small. And the reason for that is because of the big gap up that we had the other day, and then it sold off and pushed up. It's wonky. We are what I call in a transitionary market. And generally speaking, when you're in that transitionary market, there's a lot of fuckery going on. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Look what it did, right? Comes flying on up, sells right back off, and then it comes up. You're going to get that a lot until it picks its true direction. Now, unless it gives me follow through in a transitionary market within that first 10, 15 minutes of that trade, I don't hold. I'm just not interested in holding, not in a transitionary market. And there's lots of reasons for that. I'm not going to quite get into in this video. I'll get into it in another video. That kind of deserves its own video for that. But it was a nice trade nonetheless. Not a huge trade P&L wise, $750. That's all I made on it. And I know it's still lots of money, but generally for the trades that I take, it is small, but I'm very happy with how I managed it. So basically what I did, the trade plan was to take it long coming into this 609.70 level. And that's essentially what I did. Now on SPY, I use the 610 calls. 0-day expiry. As always, I'm a day trader. I'm not looking to hold these long at all. So I never choose strikes or expiries that are way out of whack. That's not my style. In and out. And that's how I roll. So if you ever want to know if I don't happen to mention what the strikes are, if you look up in this level 2 up top, every time I click, just like I did here, it switched over to the Qs, 539 puts. Okay, so if you ever have any questions and I happen to not mention it, it's up there in the level 2, folks. Okay, so on SPY, the 610 calls, trade plan was to take it long into that level. And I had a trade plan to a contingency trade plan, just in case it didn't work. I can always get us out and still get us green in this position. This is why we have the consistency that we do. Remember, I've been doing this a long time. 11 years is a long time to do anything professionally. So I am proficient in technicals as well as my strategy. I have not deviated from my strategy in 11 years. That's what works. That's what I do. So market opens up, pushes down into level. I go long. I pay myself. I look for another opportunity. It comes down. Now I had to actually whip up to my house. That's the only reason why I didn't take it right into the level. You'll see that it is entered a couple of candles after. That's because my house and the office are separate. I live on a large property here in Costa Rica. So I had to whip up to the house, which is a couple minutes away, and then whip back down here. When I got back, executed as it was setting up perfectly as per strategy, and then entered, paid myself, and I wanted to hold until my target up here came down, broke the level. It wasn't worth holding, as it was, you can tell that the meltdown was quite great from my entry, so it just wasn't worth it. And also, I was in a banger of a trade here on Qs, so I'm not going to ever risk going red on a beautiful green trade. That is a cardinal sin. Do not make that sin. So that was SPY. And here's Qs. Qs ended up working out to be from best entry to best exit about 90-91%. And that's what we do. We do this every single day. If you watch my videos back to back, you'll see that this is something that we do all the time, 90%, 100%, 200%. Not saying that happens every day, folks, but it happens regularly. And executed that trade short on the push up into this level. My execution level was 539.08, taking the 539 puts, and held on. I averaged into that trade because I was highly protected. We're coming into all-time highs. So I'm not afraid that this is going to keep going and not stop. It will pull back. Even if it pushed through this level, what you'll see happen here, folks, and for those that are actually paying attention, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. So as we push up into this level, even if it wants to squeeze, you're going to want to add on that squeeze. Why? Because it will. It has no choice. Absolutely no choice unless there's a major catalyst, and we never respond or think about if a potential catalyst is on the horizon. That's ridiculous. Not in the world of day trading. Execute, it will pull back. So you execute, you add, you get out on the retracement. So that right there is how, even when a trade doesn't work, you will see me always be green in a position that most people are red in. It is all about trade management and keeping cool as a cucumber under pressure, not responding to emotion or bias, simply what the charts are telling you. And that's what separates pros from posers. And that's also why people should be learning from someone that has been doing this a long time, not just a year or two. Don't be doing that. You're going to get your shit wrecked if you do that, because those people do not know what they don't know. Even myself, back then, while I was a year or two in, man, I thought I knew. You don't. It takes a long time to be extremely proficient in this, folks. Don't fall for that shit. You don't have to join my service. It's not what I'm telling you to do. It'd be great if you did. You're going to learn from someone that has mastered technical analysis as well as his own strategy, but you don't have to. Just don't be learning from someone that's only been doing this a very short period. And it's easy to tell if they haven't and they say they have. It's the way that they are viewing the market. If they're viewing the market exactly like you, exactly, they're probably bullshit. It's probably because they're really no further along than you. They're just playing a role that they have. I digress. Sorry about that, folks. Let's get back into the trade. Execute, work myself all the way down, strip out the majority of the position back here into this support. So when I execute, wherever lows are, that's where I get out the majority. That's why you see always all of these exits coming back down into that first layer of major support. And then I just hold a few for the remaining time, get out on the rest, locking in $2,537 on this, which was 90%. Very small position today because of this transitionary market. You'll never see me take huge size in a standard transitionary market. And if you want to learn more about transitionary markets, I have hours and hours of material on my website for members. So on that note, if this is your first time viewing this channel, all you got to do is like the video. I much appreciate it. Everybody's got to pay for watching this. Free is never free. Come on, guys. We know this, right? If this is the second time viewing my channel, you have to subscribe and like the video. That's the only thing that's fair in this situation, folks. And if you are already subscribed, thank you very much, but you still owe me a like on the video. It helps, folks, and I very much appreciate that. Don't be a vulture. Don't be a bad person. Don't be just a taker. There's always a give and a take. It is a two-way street, and the world would be a much fucking better place if we all followed those rules. And on that note, folks, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Adios.